Welcome everyone back to weekly weather updates, and in today's second video we're going to do a rundown of all the latest weather warnings for snow and ice over the next 5 days. Now earlier in our normal video where we have a look at all the various models, we did have a look at the warnings that were issued at the time. However, after I had recorded the video, we have seen a lot of changes in those warnings and a lot of new warnings introduced for as early as tomorrow. So I do wanted to put another update out on those latest warnings. So it'll be a relatively short video, but we will have a look at the latest weather warnings and we'll actually run through the latest 3 p.m. UKV as well to see what that is showing for positioning of precipitation and snow over the next few days. Most of the country at some point in the next 5 days is going to be under a snow or ice warning. Yellow warnings widely at the moment, but as we'll see in a minute, there is a scope for to see amber and potentially even a red warning later this week from looking at the impacts. So we'll run through those, as I said, and look at the UKV as well. Of course, no guarantees for snow from these warnings, but this is the risk at this stage, so do take these with a grain of salt. If you are in a warning area, no guarantee of snow or ice, and if you're not in a warning area, no guarantee there's not going to be any disruption either. So do remember, if you enjoy my videos, make sure you like and subscribe, and remember to follow me on Twitter as well, the link's in the description. Now, just starting on the live radar, I'll just give you a quick update what's going on out there at the moment. So you can see this initial weather front that's spreading through most of the Republic of Ireland, Wales and England at the moment. This is bringing an area of mostly cold rain, but a bit of snow over the high ground of North Wales at the moment. Now, this area of precipitation has now got a snow warning issued for areas in the south that we did have a look at earlier. Now, it will turn to snow in places around midnight to the early hours of morning into areas around central England, southern England, East Anglia. But the problem we've got is the very cold air, which is in Scotland, drifting southwards. It's still uncertain how quickly this will collide with this weather front, if it does collide at all. So this weather front is drifting southwards, and the very cold air is trying to undercut it. If it undercuts it, this does turn to snow. If it doesn't undercut it, mostly rain, a bit of sleet and snow maybe right on the back edge. So I don't think there will be any disruptive snowfall tonight, but you could wake up to a few flakes, maybe a bit of a grassy covering in places. So we'll have a look at that in a minute. But this is the initial weather front. The cold air is behind it, and the very cold air now is into parts of Scotland, where you can see we've got widespread heavy convection taking place with a lot of these snow showers building in, and pretty much all of this precipitation is falling to snow to even low-lying areas and increasingly towards even coastal areas over the coming hours. Now, Scotland is going to be absolutely buried over the coming days, I must say. Some areas are going to be seeing tens of centimetres of snow. Some models even have as much as 50 centimetres in places. So we have got potentially amber or even red warnings to come for these areas. At the moment, though, only yellow warnings issued. You can see other snow starting to pack into parts of northern England and Northern Ireland. Again, mainly over higher ground, but lower-lying areas through this evening. And it's just one of those where the most snow-conducive air is in the north, but most of the precipitation will be in the south tonight. Wherever it does collide, we will see a bit of winteriness. Now, to put on the temperatures, I have around 6:30 as I'm recording this. You can see it is turning increasingly colder from the north, those lighter blues indicating temperatures of around freezing or below freezing. And even parts of the Midlands now dropping down towards those low single digits, if not colder than that. Still areas under that cloud and rain in the south, still hovering around the mid-single digits, but it will slowly be cooling. Now remember, the surface temperatures are still well above freezing, and that's why I don't think there'll be any risk of any disruptive snowfall really tonight, but we still, of course, have that warning issued. Also, just want to quickly have a look at the feel-like temperature as well, as it is going to be turning bitterly cold, not only in the actual temperatures, but the feel-like. Look at that in Scotland, widely feeling like as cold as -5 there, and potentially down to -10 to -15 over the highlands of Scotland, and even down into the south now, feeling close towards freezing. These lighter blues and pinks will be completely widespread over the coming 24 hours with a really bitterly cold feeling out there, and the surface temperatures will be very cold as well. So for you now, go over to the weather warnings and do a rundown of what they are showing. We've had a look at this snow and ice warning for a number of days now, from tonight, or pretty much all day today, for snow showers, again packing in. Hasn't been updated since Friday, so again, check out earlier videos if you're interested in this. Again, it's a low risk of quite a few heavy snow showers pushing in. Some areas could see a few centimetres, again, mainly over higher ground. Got another warning issued from 9 PM tonight until 10 AM tomorrow, again for these snow showers packing in. Again, this was issued earlier this morning and we did cover it in the video this morning, but once again, 1 to 2 centimetres in a few spots, mainly over higher ground, high likelihood, lower end of the impact scale. And then we've got the snow and ice warning that was issued earlier today, again 9 PM tonight until 10 AM tomorrow, so mainly later tonight, and again you can see many areas will see little to no accumulations, maybe 1 to 2 centimetres in a few spots, most likely over higher ground. I would say though, from looking at the latest model outputs and just looking from history of these sorts of similar events, it's unlikely we see any settling snow really, perhaps over the highest ground, perhaps on grassy surfaces, on cars, on bins, elevated surfaces like that, but not expecting anything major at all. Most areas will probably just see a bit of falling snow, and of course, being in the middle of the night, many people might not even know it happened and just went to sleep with a bit of rain and sleet. It is expected to slowly clear on Tuesday morning, but again, there could still be some flakes in the morning, high likelihood, lower end of the impact. And then we move into Tuesday. We've still got this snow and ice warning from till 10 AM tomorrow. Got the snow and ice warning for Northern Ireland, and got this snow and ice warning issued for tomorrow until 10 AM as well. Again, this is very similar. It was updated, but it's just it is extended into Wednesday morning. Similar extension of that Monday warning, again for a few centimetres of snow, 5 to 10 centimetres over higher ground, 2 to 5 centimetres low-lying areas, high impact, lower end of the likelihood. So could extend in likelihood, could see amber warning issued for these showers, but again we'll just have to see how they do pack in. And then the big risk starts to come in through Wednesday into Thursday and Friday. Now we've got this snow warning issued for many areas in the south through southern Wales, southwest England. Spells of snow reaching parts of southwest England late on Tuesday evening will then spread north during the early hours of Wednesday before clearing away eastwards during Wednesday daytime. Many parts can expect accumulations of 1 to 2 centimetres of snow, while over high ground of southwest England, especially Bodmin Moor, Dartmoor and Exmoor, along with hills and mountains in South Wales, 5 to 10 centimetres. Higher end of the impact, lower end of the likelihood. The precipitation looks quite likely now. As we see with the UKV in a minute, there still is a bit of uncertainty whether we'll see rain, sleet or snow, but whether we see that snow occur, the ground temperatures will be cold, the air temperatures will be cold too, so I wouldn't be surprised to see some settling snow associated with this. Again, snow and ice warning issued into the northeast, again from tomorrow at midnight until Wednesday 10 AM, extension of that warning on Tuesday. Again, we run through that 5 to 10 centimetres possible, 2 to 5 centimetres locally. And then as we head into Thursday, this is where there's a risk for some really disruptive snowfall, really mainly in the north and probably most likely Scotland. There's a widespread warning through Northern Ireland and most of Northern England, North Wales and Scotland, perhaps just extending into parts of the Midlands as well. From 3 AM on Thursday until 6 PM on Friday, the only warning for latter part of this week, but it's sort of a preliminary warning, and I do suspect this will be changed, will be moved, and most likely will be upgraded in places from just looking at the latest model output and what we are seeing from this warning. Heavy snow has the potential to cause significant disruption on Thursday and Friday, again issued at midday today. Snow could develop quite widely across the warning area on Thursday and Friday as a potentially quite deep area of low pressure moves across the UK. Parts of Northern Ireland, North Wales, Northern England are currently expected to see the worst of the condition on Thursday, with parts of Scotland and Northern England then seeing the heaviest snow on Friday. Event totals could bring 5 to 10 centimetres of snow to many locations, even at low elevations, with potentially 15 to 20 centimetres accumulating across the northern portion of the warning area. Higher elevations of the North Pennines, southern uplands, higher parts of the Central Belt and the Southern Highlands may see as much as 30 to 40 centimetres in places, so getting close to a metre if you add on the showers from earlier in the week, and there is the potential for strong winds which may lead to blizzard conditions and drifting of lying snow. Very high impact, very low likelihood at this stage. So we increase those likelihoods would be wouldn't be surprised if we saw an amber warning issued in the next couple of days, and somewhere within this, if we do see that 30 to 40 centimetre continue, we could see even a red warning issued for this. Now, the big caveat with this is very mild air is associated within it. Just to the south of this yellow warning zone, we're pretty sure those temperatures could get up to maybe 10 degrees on Friday as that very mild air moves in. But wherever it collides with that very cold air, we will see some very heavy snow. So I wouldn't be surprised on the southern edge of this snow warning sees very heavy snow on Thursday, turning to rain or turning much milder through Friday before turning colder back into the weekend as the cold air does tuck back in. So it could be transient for the southern edge here, mainly snow into Scotland. We will have to see. Still got time for things to change, but there could be some very disruptive wintry conditions later this week, mainly for northern areas. So from frontal systems, the main disruption will be in the south through Tuesday and Wednesday, and then we'll transition northwards through Thursday and Friday, with the southern areas turning milder, looking highly likely now. Southern areas could even get up towards 10 degrees by around Friday time. Again, it could have some bit of frontal snow on the leading edge, but we're not expecting this low pressure to slide at all. There was potential a few days ago, but it's going to move in and move across parts of the Midlands where the centre of the low moves, and to its northern edge there will be snow. So if we do now, we'll just finish by looking at the UKV, run through this latest run quickly. So you can see over the coming hours, you see that precipitation in the south will start to transition more to snow. Again, uncertainty exactly how significant that snow will be. Again, just hints of pinks appearing there through the early hours of the morning, especially as we head towards sunrise. Less pinks than we were seeing for the 3 o'clock run this morning, so a bit of a downgrade in terms of wintriness with this, and again it's all to do with the progressiveness of the colder air, but a lot of showers behind it producing a bit of wintriness. So I wouldn't be surprised if many areas through the Midlands, Wales, East Anglia, even into the southeast saw a bit of falling snow tomorrow morning, but uncertain on whether we see any actual settling snow associated with this. As we head through Tuesday afternoon, you can see still some wintriness through southern areas, but again, it is fading in terms of precipitation, so the cold air tucks in slightly too late for the major precipitation to fall as snow. Elsewhere, plenty of wintry showers quite widely, even in inland areas, even through northern England, seeing some convection pop off, so could see a lot of falling snow potentially tomorrow. Again, uncertain if any of that settles apart from those really heavy showers through Scotland. Through the evening, we do see another weather front approach the far southwest, snow of the higher ground, and could turn to snow inland areas as well through the early hours of Wednesday. Again, not quite as intense in terms of precipitation, and a bit more patchy in the wintriness. The latest UKV, has definitely downgraded a little bit that extent of that precipitation and how much of it would be falling as snow. So a little bit of uncertainty with that still, but as we head through Wednesday, a bigger weather front approaches, we could see some really quite heavy snow through Wednesday evening. Again, where we see that really heavy stuff, we could see a bit of evaporative cooling and those temperatures staying below freezing. Again, quite far inland, it moving in all the way towards the London area, again, could provide a covering through the evening before it does move away. It does move through quite quickly, but it's very intense there before it does clear. As we head beyond that, we see the big low pressure system start to arrive for Thursday. Much milder in the south, but through northern areas, significant snow moving in, and we could see many centimetres of snow falling with this. Again, it's one of those with the actual milder spell does get towards northern England here, and we do see mainly snow in Scotland, before we see cold air tuck in once again. So there is uncertainty exactly how much snow we see associated with that through England and Northern Ireland. Met Office definitely suggesting that there could be some significant snow there. This latest UKV does tuck it slightly further northwards, but we will have to see. Again, if we look at the snow depths, you can see heavy snow still falling at the moment in northern areas. Could see some accumulations tonight, or increasing accumulations tonight. And then as we head through Wednesday, we could start to see some accumulations in the far south, especially through the evening as that heavy snow comes through. So it could be some temporary 10 to 15 centimetre accumulations there. But by Thursday afternoon, most of it melts. And then into Thursday evening, look at that very heavy snow again, 10 to 20 centimetres quite widely initially, but especially on its southern extent, it starts to melt as the milder wedge does come in. I could see 40 to 50 centimetres through parts of Scotland as we do hold on to that very cold air. So still continuing to look likely we're going to see some significant snow in places over the next few days. Got widespread weather warnings. We will have a look at them again tomorrow as they will be updated once again. in the morning, and we could see an amber warning issued in places. But at this stage, there is huge uncertainty on positioning of these lows. The latest UKV does downgrade the widespread snow potential, doesn't downgrade the precipitation, but has a little bit more of it falling as rain than it has falling as snow. But I must stress that these things are very much nowcast, and it's going to be very touch and go whether we do see snow or rain or sort of a mix of that. One thing that we do see quite common, these sort of lows do trend southwards. So again, maybe the low later this week is further southwards than we anticipated, and that's normally because the cold dense air is a little bit stronger than models do anticipate in holding their ground. So that could mean that the snow later this week is slightly further southwards, though. I wouldn't put it, though, much further southwards than the Midlands, I must say. That sort of correction would be very poor performance from the models. So at this stage, anywhere Midlands northwards could see significant snow through Thursday and Friday. Areas in the south could see significant snow in the next couple of days, and pretty much anywhere could see some convection and some heavy falling snow with some accumulation from that convection through Northern Ireland, northeast of England, maybe East Anglia, and pretty much most of Scotland will have that risk as well. So pretty disruptive week in terms of wintry weather for early to mid-March. So make sure you do stay safe out there. It's going to be cold. Regardless of if you see snow, it's going to feel bitterly cold as well, and there will be widespread frost wherever we see clearer skies. If you do avoid the cloud and the snow, those temperatures could plummet to -5 to -10 overnight. So make sure you take care out there and keep an eye on those weather warnings, and I'll keep you updated as well. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you again for another video soon.